I would have liked to know before starting the VLA, all the things I had to do, like the vocab, the lectures, and all the stuff I had to do to get the class done.
You're required to go 5 hours in the lab, but that's not all that you have to do. You have to, if you don't go the whole 30 hours in the lab, you still have to put the additional 25 hours outside of the lab. You know, some people don't.
I make sure I do my 30 hours by working 5 hours a day from Monday to Saturday, so that I actually have one day that I can relax and not have to worry about doing classes.
In order to meet the 30-hour requirement, I usually write down the time that I log in to E2020 to the time that I either take a break or am done for the day. You can also make your own personal chart, include times.
To make my 30 hours, I come to school from 8 to 2, Monday through Friday. And then if I still don't have my 30 hours in, because sometimes it doesn't match up for some reason, then at home or something, after you get done eating dinner or something, then I just go back on the computer and then finish my hours.
To get my 30 hours in, I usually come in here every day of the week from 8 till about 1. I used to just work at home, but that wasn't working because I have a bunch of siblings that they'll distract me. There are too many distractions at home, so coming here is a lot easier. It helps to get my 30 hours.
I do a lot more work when I'm here, and it's a lot easier for me to just come here than try to boot up at home. I've got 3 brothers. So everybody's in my face trying to ask me questions, so it's just easier to come here. I just do the work. I mean, if I have to, I'll get up, walk out of the room, take a break, walk around, wake up, make sure I listen to music. That helps me, keeps me awake, keeps me going. I can work on a couple at a time. One, I'll start focusing. Right now I'm working on Language Arts 10A, and I'll focus on that, but if I get to a point that I'm just not understanding it or I can't pass a quiz, I'll go jump to another class, work on that for a bit, get my mind off of Language Arts, then go back to it and I can figure it out later.
Being in regular high school is a lot different than being in this high school. You get to focus more on a certain class instead of trying to focus on 6 classes at one time, and it really helps me. I find it harder to work at home because you don't have that help. You don't have someone sitting next to you telling you this is how you can do it and stuff. And when I'm at school, I get a lot more help. What I do to make sure I'm successful is, for instance, in language classes, you have to read a lot, and some of it's really hard to read. So I print out every story that is read, and I go through the first time, and I get all the words that I don't understand, I underline them, and I go back to either dictionary.com or I go to a Word document and I get the synonyms for it, and then I put it in there and I reread it, and it's actually a lot easier to understand it once you get the synonyms and stuff. To make sure I'm successful with my math, I go and redo lectures, and I do lectures 2 or 3 times, and I do the work 2 or 3 times, and then instead of doing all the notes on a Word document, I do them on paper so I can write down the formulas and all the equations and stuff.
Basically, all you need to do to pass is just take the notes and have a really good filing system. You have to take really good notes that you can understand, nice and neat notes, preferably for me. Different colored notebooks. Just jot down your hours, the time you log in to the time you log out. And if you need any help, just email the teachers. They respond really quick. Actually, it's really cool and helpful. And with E2020, you can click forward or backward. If you missed or need to review a section, then you can just go back to the section before. It's really easy.
I make sure I'm successful working on my classes by just making sure that I get my 30 hours in. If I'm stuck on a question, I'll ask the teachers, and I just make sure that I take good notes. I work on one class at a time, and then after I finish that, then I go to a next class. Because I found it that you actually get the classes done a lot faster if you like, well, maybe one or two, like, so in case you get tired of one subject, but you know, instead of like working 5 minutes on one subject and then going 5 minutes to the next. Because, I mean, of course you get them all done at once, but you know, your brain's not focused on that. If you do all 5 of them at the same time, then your brain can't be focused on just one. You know, you could forget.
Just don't jump around a lot, stay in one class, and then when you finish that class, move on. To make me not as bored, I will switch between classes. If I find that I'm short on hours, I will work a couple a night at home. Like, I'll come here during the day still, but I'll go home and work.
To make sure I'm organized in my language classes, when we do the homework, you get to do the homework, you answer all of them to the best that you can, and you submit it and you get the answers for it. And if you didn't get the right answer, you can always take that down so that you have it in your topic tests and your quizzes so that you know you got it right.
In order to stay organized, I do a couple of different things. I keep different colored folders for different subjects, different colored sticky tabs, sticky notes, jotting down that this is math, science, English. You know, it just makes everything way easier, and which is how I've been doing really good. I use the headings that they give me. I use bullets. I use slashes. Anything that I can use for me to feel comfortable, for me to understand like where my notes are, like where a certain subject is. You know, it's all about staying organized. If you can stay organized, then you'll be really successful. You can also like make your own personal chart, include times, classes that you work on.
What I do specifically to stay organized is I staple my notes together, like for each unit that I do, so that way when you come to a topic test, like you're not flipping through stuff worrying about, oh, where's my notes at? And I also keep them in a folder, so you know they don't get wrinkled or like misplaced or something. And on my notebooks that I write with, I'll put like, right now I'm working on world history, so I put world history on the front of my notebook so I know that that's what it's for.
And here I can feel like I can go up to them and say, can you help me with this? And they have no problem. So they're actually going to be there to help you with anything that you need. I never just keep quiet, and you actually talk to them every day. You can talk to them about your life too. You don't have to just talk about school. They're there for you, so I like that.
I suggest that when you're assigned your teacher mentor, it's okay to feel really comfortable around them, because they're all here to help you. They're all here to help you succeed, and they're just there to help you out with your future, and they'll do whatever it takes. They'll go at your pace. They're not trying to, make you do too much and too little of a time. They're just here to help you. All you just got to do is ask. When I'm not in the classroom, I just send an email, and within like an hour or two, I usually get a reply back, which is really cool. It just makes me feel that no matter what, they're dedicating all their time to log on to the E2020 program and help you, if you need help. And when I'm in the classroom, I have no problem asking someone for help, because they're just up and ready to help you with anything.
The suggestions I have for others about working with the teacher mentors is, don't be afraid to ask them for help. They're not going to yell at you. If you're worried about students laughing at you because you need help, they do not laugh at you. They just go about their business. And if you are too afraid or whatever, you can email them and ask if they can check your test or ask if they can come over and help you. Because because I have noticed a few students have done that. And you know, just have confidence in yourself. Like, don't put yourself down and be like, oh, I'm stupid, I don't know nothing, because everybody knows something.